Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. We're going to Mexico.
Yeehaw.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Now, Trey made one fatal mistake.
Which my friend over here did not tell me until, let's see, we leave in 6 days.
Oh my
5
gosh.
days. She told me today. She said, you should have never done this. I was like, oh, thanks, friend. Thanks, friend. Been planning this for months. And she said...
I said, I love my husband. I do. Love him. We are doing great in our marriage. I love him. But I said, there's a reason this man has always had an assistant who does everything, or we have somebody outside of him do trips. Like he'll do our flights, but like there's a reason that whenever we go on date nights, I plan everything, okay? Because this man is like, on a date night, he'd be like, okay, let's see what's available. We'd drive around and try to find something. He flies by the seat of his pants a lot, unless his assistant or somebody else sets things up. Like we're going to Kentucky Derby for his birthday. He did not, like I set that up with one of our friends. Like he did not touch it. All I said is, I need our credit card, please. Because like, he's just not.
Well, I know that he
ADD.
likes things organized. He's just not the organizer.
No, he is the last person he likes, which is so funny because he likes things a very particular way. Mm-hmm. But if he did not have somebody to do the things in a very particular way, it would not be fab. I mean, it would be like thrown together, like a hodgepodge situation.
Well, so we're going to Cancun and we're going to this great resort that Stephanie and Travis stayed at before. And Travis said, hey, one of my friends has a boat there that we can use. And we're like, oh, great. That would be awesome. And so Travis reached out to his friend and we have this boat booked. We don't know where the boat is. We don't know what time we get on the boat. We don't know what the boat looks like. We don't know how many people fit on the boat. We don't know if there's food, if there's alcohol, if there's water toys, if we have a captain, or if we're driving ourselves. We just know there is a boat, but we know nothing else about it. And I was like, hey, we need to get transportation set up. So we're working on that today. We're going to
tell him what his assistant said.
Well, so she's been trying to lock him down for a minute because you have to use his WhatsApp to like communicate with this guy in Mexico. And the
guy in Mexico is like somebody he went to Harvard with.
Yeah.
Like,
and she was like, you would think that this man is Helen Keller. Like I am sitting in front of him. He sees my lips moving, but like he is not registering anything I'm saying. And it's not connecting and I'm not getting the answers I need. She's like, I promise I'm trying. And I was like, keep trying. Well, and my concern is, so I have Travis who is having a hard time getting a hold of this guy. And then I have Zach who is going to Super Bowl right now.
No, I don't think Travis has a hard time getting a hold of this guy. I think Travis is just like,
just hasn't reached out yet.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, Travis also made our dinner reservations, very graciously made our dinner reservations. And I said, awesome, what time? He said, whatever time you asked me to make them for. And I was like, I don't know that I gave you a time.
He said, Trey, he is not the one. He was like, how did this become my thing? And then Tammy reminded him gently, hey, just so you know, Stephanie outed you. You
he offered.
Raised
he was
your
like,
hand
he was
and
like,
offered up your
He was like,
services.
I can get us any reservation we need. I said, oh, perfect. These 2 restaurants we're trying to go to. He was like, got it. I don't know what time.
And then his friend did it because the friend that is like lives there in Cancun, but this friend owns if you go to any Mexico airport, he owns all the restaurants, right? Like in the airports in Mexico and some in the US. So he's very well connected. So Travis, I think he
very graciously offered this.
I think he had his friend make the reservations, but Travis has I'm like, I don't even know what the places are called. I may have to have somebody call. I'm going to call the restaurants tonight and just be like, hey,
I don't know what name it's under, but do you have a reservation? Do you have a table for me? For like this many people on this day? Yes, no, maybe?
I would start with like Travis Holman's name and then
just go down a list.
Yeah, say, well, if not, whose name do you have it under? And they'll be like, and then say, that's me. Yeah.
What day do you have a group of 14 coming in? Any of them?
It's like, but he knows nothing. So this morning I'm like, listen, I love this. I really do. I love this man. Love him. But he is just not the one to be super organized because he has somebody that's, since I've known him, like since for the 20 years he's been in my life, he's never, like, he's always had an assistant or somebody make these things for him. Like, always. If not, and this has happened many a times, we will go on vacation together that he will set up, like, for our family. And we will have, like, a place to stay, which usually I will pick out because I'm very weird when it comes to I think where you stay is a big part of your trip.
Yeah.
And he will kind of not look at, like, the location or the reviews. He'll just, like, pick a place. Like, it's like spin the bottle and whatever it lands on is where we're staying. And he has gotten us into some special places where I will be like, hey, so I did some research and this place is very, like, people said this. It's not, like, well, and he'll be like, thinking that I'm being snobby. And then we'll show up and he will be like, this is unacceptable. And then we'll, like, last minute find somewhere else, like he's on the phone with Amex.
End up where you would initially wanted to go to. Yeah.
So that's what happened on our last trip. Like this last
Where'd
year.
y'all go?
Or 2 years ago, we went to, oh my goodness, where do we?
You were on, like, your world tour.
We were on our world tour.
I remember that. You ended up switching hotels.
Yeah, but there was a hotel, like, in, I think, Austria.
Yes.
And I knew by reading the reviews and by just where the hotel and the pictures, I was like, I know my husband. I was like, he's going to hate this. It's not in a great location. Like, there's not a lot of, he likes to walk. It's not a walkable location. The rooms look horrible. And it's like a Cracker Jack box. And there's, like, we're sharing with our kids, right? And lo and behold, we show up and I didn't say anything. Like, we pulled up and I was like, oh my gosh. But
she was smiling inside because she knew she was right.
But I was not going to say anything because I also did not want him to be like, oh, that's so ungrateful, right? So I was like, I'm just going to go with the flow because we're here. And I already said something before and he was like, Steph, like, you're, like, that's ridiculous. I'm sure it's great. So we show up, we get in our room. I don't say anything. I'm just like, fabulous. I mean, it is horrible. And also there's, like, not things that he likes. Like, I think there was, like, a bar maybe, but, like, no food, like, there was nothing there. And we get in our room and he looks around and he's like, this is unacceptable. So he calls down and he's like, do you have any rooms better than this? This is horrible. And they say, no, sir. So then he calls American Express and lo and behold, the place I told him we should stay, they end up telling him the same thing. This is where you should stay. So I was like, listen, I don't want to say I told you so, but we just spent double on the place that I told us we should stay 3 months ago. So thank you.
Well, I know the trip is going to be great. My stress is that Travis just does not have a contact for me yet. And Zach, like, does this stuff for a living. Like, he plans this stuff. My problem with that is Zach spends company money and can spend an exorbitant amount of money at the last minute and, gets it by. Well, this comes out of a different account. Our account, I was like, we don't do that. So, we're it's going to be great. We're going to get it done. What?
You should, after this is over, I always go and say hi to my husband. You should walk over to
him. We're going to go
say,
skip over there together.
Hey,
good to see you.
Yes.
All right, we're going to pause real quick. We will be right back. Okay, so just to wrap this up, what I was saying was Zach was like, I was asking him questions and he was like, do you want to know this or do you want to be a surprise? And I was like, oh my God, the last thing I want is for any of this to be a surprise. Because I feel like if I invite people on a trip, I want to know that it's going to be a good trip, that they're going to have a good time. Like that is the part that stresses me out, is like, I've convinced all these people to come on a trip for me and I don't have it locked down yet.
I can guarantee you the hotel, again, I think the hotel is half of the trip. The hotel is so good. You could have nothing figured out and people would have a good time. It's great I promise you, it's a great hotel. And I say that as a kind of a travel snob.
Well, and that's what, like, sold me, was I was like, oh, if she says it's a good hotel, then I know it's a good hotel. And normally Cancun is not her move.
No.
And this was her recommendation. So I was like, okay, then it must be amazing.
Cancun is usually, like, I would normally rather stay, like, Cabo or Puerto Vallarta. Like, Cancun was something, whenever we first went, I was like, Cancun. But this hotel is amazing, and I had so much fun. I had such great memories. It's the Nizuc Hotel, Nizuc. Yeah, hotel in Cancun. It's fabulous. If you
and they have great restaurants.
Yeah, like it kind of has everything. 2 separate pools. It's beautiful. The food was really good, as from what I remember. They had a great bar. Just, it's beautiful. And also, you're doing the same as Travis and I. whenever Travis and I went, they have these like, you can stay like at the main hotel, but then they have these
like a villa,
like villas that you can get. And whenever we went last time, Travis and I got a villa. We were there for the same guy's daughter's wedding. It was like the nicest wedding ever. And we got this villa and it was just so great. Like you have your own pool. So we were like, you know, sexy time in it was great in our own villa. It was great in a pool. It was wonderful. You're going to love it.
Well, I'm excited. I was talking to someone the other day and we're talking about how it's not all inclusive. And I was like, well, this group, like, I don't want to get shit faced every day. Like that's not my vibe, nor like drinking cheap liquor is also not my vibe. But Zach was like, do we want to make a reservation for like a nightclub? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And he was like, well, they don't open until 10. And I was like, ooh, definitely, probably not.
No.
Like this group might be in bed by 9 every night. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great way to leave my 20s and go into my 30s is bed by 9.
Yeah. Then we wake up
dream.
looking refreshed.
Yes. And youthful. And yeah. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be wonderful.
We have a good group of people going.
Also, I feel like in your 30s, all-inclusive isn't as much fun as it is in your 20s, right?
No.
Like I've stayed at all-inclusives. And Trey knows they're not my favorite thing to stay at because I don't drink enough to make them worth it. But also most all-inclusives are huge and have like 17 restaurants.
Yeah. And the food's just never amazing.
Yeah, it's just never, I would rather stay at a boutique hotel any day because I feel like they have like enough people there to like, it's just smaller group of people. You have much better food. They can actually do a really great job. I think the service is always better.
I told Stephanie the older I get, the more I understand like her little nuances and why the way she is.
Did you think I was ridiculous before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you were like, this girl is so high maintenance.
And I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The older you get, the more you just appreciate the good
The older
stuff.
I get, the more Stephanie makes sense to me. I'm like,
100%. Yes. Yeah.
She's onto something. Well, that's all we got.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.